Hi, I'm Chase Reeves from Fizzle, and I am just putting the finishing touches on a course that we're about to release within Fizzle on conducting customer conversations. We get people all the time coming to us saying, how can I improve my product? How can I test to see if my product's gonna work before I make it? How can I make my business idea better? All of these sorts of things can be addressed by having really great in-depth conversations with potential customers. But it's super scary, awkward, sometimes completely unnerving to have those kinds of conversations. So we've made a course to help you figure out exactly how to do it. And what this video is one of those lessons in the course we're gonna make for free for you here, sharing 3 of the common mistakes that we see people make in customer conversations. You can find out more about the course at the end of this video. Take it away, Steph.
Okay, so before we get into our 5-step process for having customer conversations, there's a few big mistakes that we need to talk about. These are really common, but there's a few big reasons why they just don't work very well. Okay, so this part might seem a little weird. After all, we're trying to validate or invalidate our idea. Why shouldn't we ask people what they think about it? First of all, talking about your idea is gonna put you right into sales mode. The problem with that is, of course, you want your ideal customers to like your thing, which is gonna make you try to convince them. That just leads to high pressure for everybody involved and makes both you and your potential customer feel nervous. The worst thing about talking about your idea is your potential customer is probably going to start to get an idea of what you're looking for. And because they want to be friendly and helpful, they're gonna tell you what you wanna hear. Now, the problem with that is you might interpret their desire to be polite as validation, which makes this whole exercise a little bit pointless. Take that pressure off by making this interview about your customers. This is about their problems, their feelings, and their realities. It's not about you, and it's not about your business. Remember, you're the researcher who's trying to understand the person sitting in front of you. You're not a salesperson who's trying to persuade them. And by the way, you're gonna be really surprised by some of the amazing insights that you get if you can be objective and see what it's really like to be sitting in your customer's shoes. Okay, so we're not going to talk directly about your idea because that can muddle the results. Instead, you're going to just sit back, learn about your customer, and you're gonna be really surprised at how much you can actually relax and enjoy the conversations that you're having with these people. Similar to talking about your idea, asking questions intended to lead someone to a specific place is not going to help you. Keep in mind, most of us are people pleasers, and if we get the sense that we get the answer right by going in a certain direction, we're probably gonna do that. So if you ask leading questions that inadvertently steer someone, that's probably the response that they're going to give you. Not really what we're looking for. Keep in mind, we want honest, real feedback from people, so we can challenge our assumptions and make our ideas that much stronger before we move on. Also, if we plant an idea in the customer's mind, we miss out on the beauty of seeing where they would have taken the conversation unprompted. This is extremely important if it happens, and we're gonna talk more about that in future lessons. So we're gonna ask questions that allow the customers to steer the conversations, which keeps us in discovery mode and allows us to be curious and see what the customer is really thinking. During this entire conversation, we have to keep in mind that it's an interview, not really a game of 20 questions. So you don't have to have a million questions lined up in order to have a great conversation. Now, there's a great trick I'm gonna teach you about how to ask follow-up questions when you're having conversations with these customers. And those allow them to steer and also make them feel comfortable giving you more information. We're gonna talk all about that later, but for now, all you really need to remember is that this is a two-way conversation and not an endless peppering of questions. Okay, that's it. Those are the 3 classic mistakes that people make during customer interviews. Number 1, don't talk about your idea directly. It can lead interviewees to just telling you what you want to hear. Number 2, don't ask leading questions. Again, our goal is to hear the truth from these interviews, and leading questions are not going to lead to deep insights. Number 3, don't go a mile wide and an inch deep. Remember, this is a two-way conversation, and it's not about peppering them with tons of questions. Okay, so now that we know what we won't be doing, let's get into the 5-step process to help you have great conversations with your customers. We'll head to the next lesson and get right into it.